Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the Keeping the Real Frank podcast, episode 55. Episode 55. Shout out to everybody that's been tapped in. Shout out to everybody that's been tuned in. I definitely appreciate the support. This week, I'm just going to give you the 5 tracks that I've been vibing with. If this is your first time, new to the channel, new to my podcast, basically, I'll give you some dope songs that I've been vibing with through the week. Some songs to help you get through your day. Some songs to help you, get your mind right on the way to work, on the way to pick your kids or whatever, on your way to the gym, whatever you want, man. You know what I'm saying? Dope songs, though. Dope songs, dope bars, dope deliveries, catchy hooks, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get straight into it, though. Coming in at number 5 on the Keeping the Real Frank podcast, Young Scooter featuring ESTG. Come eat with us. Young Scooter is known from street anthems, you know what I'm saying? So whenever he drop, he don't drop a lot, but when he drop, I got my ear to the streets and I'm tapping in. Again, this is number 5 song I've been vibing with. Young Scooter, come eat with us. Check it out.
Yeah, this shit hot right now, man. Snitching at all time high. Yeah. Dope boy. Street nigga. Cut your plug off. Come eat with us. Dope boy. Street nigga. Cut your plug off. Come eat with us. Chill with the gang. Come eat with the gang. You'll get your head bust for a watch and a chain. Everybody equal. We don't give our stain. Kept it real with my niggas. Never switch lanes. Come get some free bands. Cut off your bones. I'm rich as fuck, nigga. I can take a loss. I hear it in your raps, but I invented a triple cross. Put 5 strands together and call it crisscross. Come eat with the gang. Come eat with the gang. How these rappers walking around with fake chains? I rock Eliante diamonds. We are not the same. Don't leave the house without the stick. The streets is not a game.
Don't leave the house without the streets is not a game. That was number 5 song. If you haven't heard that, I can't give out all that. I can't give out a whole song. Check that out. That was number 5 song I've been vibing with. Young Scooter featuring ESTG. Come eat with us. Coming in at number 4 on the Keeping the Real Frank podcast. Shout out to that boy Shy Glizzy. This track is called Fools Fall in Love featuring NBA Youngboy. Definitely a dope track. Definitely a clever track. Shy Glizzy, he got some hits on the low. He kind of underrated on the low out the DC area. But, he came to step on this track, and Youngboy did his thing on the feature, too. If you haven't heard this song, check it out. Shy Glizzy, Fools Fall in Love, featuring NBA Youngboy. Definitely a vibe.
Yeah, I heard that fools fall in love now. Young happy homes. So that bad touchdown. I'm playing bust down, baby, bust down. Her she out of school, she in a thug now. Yeah, I heard that fools fall in love now. Baby, please don't ever break my heart. Yeah, ain't got free, we never go apart. I fucked her around 2 o'clock. Cause I heard that some fools fell in love at dark. This shit ain't no fucking joke. Getting a lot of bread, I'm talking about it low. She say I'm the only hoe. I took that bitch to Cabo, we hopped on the boat. Gotta kill
That's all I got for y'all. I can't get out that whole thing, man. That was number 4 song. If you haven't heard that, check that out. Shy Glizzy featuring NBA Youngboy. Fools Fall in Love now. Coming in at number 3 on the Keeping the Real Frank podcast. Shout out to them Detroit boys. Babyface Ray featuring 42 dugg-ron, artest. They just talking they talk on this, man. Don't sleep on Detroit. They definitely doing their thing. Babyface Ray, what can I say? Another underrated rapper doing this thing. 42 Dugg came in, snapping. It's just a vibe, and they just talking that talk. They got, Detroit players doing their thing on the track. If you haven't heard it, check it out. This is number 3 song I've been vibing with. Babyface Ray, 42 dugg-ron, artest. Check this out.
Fight me, get my bitch, you don't sight me. Right now, pouring sand like Spike Lee. Getting rich off rap, man, like free. White lows, man, I do them like twice a week. People talk to a rap, then try to speak. Niggas weird, I'm fucked up, ate a perk, now I'm cured. Yeah, you in the streets, but you lost, you a deer. Niggas relying for a rap buzz, I don't care. Miss me with the rap shit, I was there. Live in the flesh, riding her test. Counting me out, came back, I'm a champ. She just wanna suck a nigga dry, she a vamp. Told me, fuck a new chain, I need a lamp. Ain't nobody else putting mine on the map. Free P, I'ma hold it down till he back. That nigga face tripping, going live in the trap. I got it right now, reporting live with the rounds.
Hey, free Rick, I'ma hold it down till he here. 50,000, I'ma getting head in the lift. This the big jet, got a bed in the lift. Baby going crazy, being sad in the chair. 4 pockets full, nigga, and CMG, put some savage, I'm sad to the streets, I'm a grass, I bleed.
That boy is spitter, man. I can't get at that whole thing. Like I said, man, if you haven't heard that track out, Babyface Ray featuring 42 dugg-ron, artest. You heard that, boy. You heard him. Them boys was going in, man. Now we down to the last 2 tracks I've been vibing with. The last 2 tracks I've been vibing with. Coming in at number 2 on the Keeping It Real Frank podcast, Fredo Bang, fresh out of Louisiana. Hop Out is the track. Definitely a fun track, definitely a witty track, but he's definitely, you know, he got a little bars, he got a couple little metaphors in there. He doing this thing. I like this song because, you know, a lot of rappers take themselves too serious. Fredo Bang could get on that serious tip, but he also could switch it up and give you something like, you know, not silly, but something vibey you can vibe out with. He talking his talk. If you haven't heard this track, check it out. Number 2 track on the Keeping It Real Frank podcast, Fredo Bang, Hop Out.
What up, I've been rolling for about 6 days. Worried about no bitch, I could drop it like a mixtape. I just left the bank, told my mama that I'm real straight. Coming out the house if I ain't about to get paid. Say she know my name, she wants some fame with being it over. Gotta be a baddie with a head to meet my quota. All about my bread, and if you play, you meet my toaster. I throw off the phone when I got green, I'ma close her. Baddie off of Instagram, say she need a toaster. Got a million followers, but always need the host. Never with your kids, but on the blogs, you a bold one. Pay you for your pussy, stupid bitch, you got the wrong one. I pull up, hop out, fresher than a bitch. Looking like a leak, baby wanna leak. She gon' let me hit, she gon' let me stick. She gon' give it to me, cause I'm never real rich. Bitch, I'm yeah, bitch, I'm yeah, bitch, I'm yeah, bitch, I'm yeah. Bitch, I'm yeah, bitch, I'm yeah, yeah, bitch, I'm yeah. Bitch, I'm yeah, bitch, I'm yeah, bitch, I'm yeah, bitch, I'm yeah. Bitch, I'm yeah, bitch, I'm yeah, yeah, bitch, I'm yeah. I get to the lemon of that blue cheese, that Maserati. Pockets look like.
That was the number 2 track on the Keeping It Real Frank podcast. Again, if you haven't heard that out, check it out. Fredo Bang, Hop Out. He hopping out them foreigns. You see him with some baddies in the background. You gotta check that out, man. Now we going down to the number 1 track I've been vibing with, man. Coming in at number 1 on the Keeping It Real Frank podcast. Shout out to that boy Kodak Black. This coming in at number 1, man. Kodak the Boss, and he definitely talking that boss talk on this track. He dropping some jewels, some life jewels, some things he went through, his experience in the streets, and with rapping, and what comes with that. And you know, there's a lot of game in that. A lot of people sleep on Kodak. They probably don't like his styles, what he do off on Instagram and things like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here strictly for the bars, strictly for the deliveries, and he definitely delivered with this one. Again, this is number 1 track on the Keeping It Real Frank podcast, Kodak Black, Kodak the Boss. Check it out.
Let me start this shit alright, cause I can never be wrong. I tried to change my life, them people call me a clone. Took the top off, ain't drinking nothing that I ain't pulled. I brought my own car, I ain't smoking nothing that I ain't rolled. Hold on, what happened to all that energy you had when I was gone? You can say whatever you want, I know you hate that I'm home. Watching out for ops when you the one I need to worry about. Sometimes your best friend be your biggest hater all alone. Sometimes your enemy be right there playing up under your nose. They dissing you, but you act up cause it come out as a joke. On God, I lost some friends cause I was playing bro. Sometimes the way you play is not how the end go. I call her quits, find out my baby girl is a big hoe. I call her bitch, no question asked, they just tenfold. Every time I come in town, everybody know. Cause niggas get to spraying around and everybody out the door. You know what's going down, soon we get the low. You know soon we get the drop, niggas getting dropped. My baby Jayla called her murder and she in the box. I tell her keep her head up and make sure she do her squat. Mama lost her baby to the streets, he picked up the Glock. He ain't dead, but she could tell that he loved the block. 2013, it was crazy, the streets were getting hot. And the niggas I looked up to had went to smoke and flop.
You hear him talking that talk, that boss talk. That was number 1 track I've been vibing with this week. Kodak Black, Kodak the Boss, man. Check that out if you haven't heard that. That's all I got this week. Again, shout out to everybody that's been tapped in. Shout out to everybody that's been tuned in. I definitely appreciate the support. But remember, always keep it frank. Peace.